The weather isn't going to hold out for too much longer. We should look for a place to spend the night. I've also noticed that there are some things we can gather along the way to make our night more pleasant.
I have lost everything.
I have lost
The search
everything.
patrols are moving on, Virak. We will not survive a night in the desert. We need to find shelter and safety. If we can scavenge provisions to create a camp, then we will have a better chance of reaching the wreckage of my ship alive. I don't know about you, but it has been many hours since I last ate. Our captors gave us just enough food to keep us alive, but I can hear a pack of wild wargulls. I have killed hundreds of wargulls in the test. I wonder what they taste like. I guess kind of odd for this to be an engineering task. You think this would be more of a tactical thing, killing off the wargulls. You think the engineer would have to make something or something, but nope. Apparently the engineer has to kill off some creatures in order to eat them. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the map here says we need to go up. It says we need to go up this way. Right. What do we have here? Well, we found a safe place for the night, but we need to go back and find those wargulls if we're going to have food. Now, I think they are up here. Oh, yep, sure enough, I see the enemy dots on my map. And there they are. Drop down a turret here. Let's see if I can get back and oh no, that one is off a they're bugging my turret. Right. Well, that one's dead, so now I can take care of this one. He didn't exactly like being shot by my disruptor because he turned his attention from the turret to me. That should last us through the night. Let us get into the cave before the temperature drops anymore. I still think that would have been a better tactical deal. But what do I know? The science officer has to clear out gourds in order to get some water. Yeah, they're just talking about getting through the night, and sure enough, next cutscene, it's daytime. My ship isn't far from here. I think we can make out smoke from the wreckage on the horizon. Now, hopefully, there will be no more shenanigans. We won't have to kill anything else, and we won't have to kill anything else. We won't have to deal... Ah, there she is. She wasn't much to look at, but she was ours. Alright. Now we need to go down here, because I don't think you just want to jump off the cliff there, but... I don't know, maybe that'd work. Kind of doubt it, though. Yep, there it is. There's the remains of that, there's the remains of his ship. Yeah, it looks like it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Alright, we should check to see if the emergency beacon survived the crash. But in the likely event it didn't, we might be able to piece together some components to create a makeshift emergency beacon. Alright, now if I'm not mistaken, we need to go in here and interact with this object. There's no way this vessel will ever fly again. Psh, well, that's obvious. The damage done by this fall through the planet's atmosphere is severe. If the emergency distress beacon wasn't vaporized in the crash, it's probably buried under 30 meters of rock and sand, like the Singularity Drive and the cargo bays. You do, however, find a backup generator with minuscule immense amount of energy left. If you had right components, you think you could construct a makeshift subspace beacon to contact your ship. You won't be able to do anything more than transmit a few pulses to let your crew know where you are, but that should do the trick. Alright, so we need to gather the right amount of stuff. Hit the tricorder, which says there's a deal over here that we can use. Right over here. Yep, that's the communications array. Now what else? Tricorder says back over here. I think there's something over here too. No, this way. Ah, there it is. What's this? The navigation beacon. If I'm not mistaken, there's something over here by this deal. Subspace distortion inverter. All right, let's grab this. And now we can use all this equipment with that generator and contact our ship. Whoops. And now we need to go outside. Uh-oh, Romulans.
Did you think you could run from me? There is no place where I cannot find you. My spies are everywhere. Prisoner 1478, take your place. You did your job admirably. It is good to know at least one Reman understands who is the master and who is the slave. The loss of the listening post was a minor setback. The Reman's refuge in the Dera system has been destroyed. Dozens of subjects have been tested in my arena. When the Iconians return, they will find I have done all they have asked, and more. But you will not be there on that dreaded day. This tiresome game ends now. You could have been such a fascinating test subject, but this time, no. This time I think a more direct approach is best. Ready? Aim.
He pulled the Darth Vader there. And that's the end of the mission. Hold on a second. Let me go a bit forward because there's something I want to show off once I actually end this mission. Now we need to contact Obisek. Hey, thank you.
I apologize for Slamek's action.
I apologize for Slamek's action. I had no idea there was a traitor in our midst. If his actions caused harm to you or your crew, forgive me. That was not my intent. However, your trip to the Nopata system was not in vain. Now you see. Now you know. Hakiv is a pawn of a greater power. The demons of air and darkness are here. You should report to your superiors. Tell them what you have seen here. Open their eyes to the dangers that lurk in the shadows.
We get the usual stuff, and this, I want this. Alright, why do I want that? Let me attach this to my ship if I can find it. That's right. We get a fancy looking ship now. So like green and things. Let's get a good look at my. Well, it's kind of hard to look at it when everybody's clustered there and you can't see. But yep, that was the Coliseum mission. Next one will be the final mission in this arc, and well, I'll just be doing the. I of course will be doing that, but when we come back, I'll be doing the. I thought I had a patrol mission already done. Well, I'll figure out what we'll be doing next when I record next time. Later. I has